Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. Well, my name is Jade, and this is the Rant. And today, it's time to talk ass gas. We're going to talk about wants and needs, not only gear. We're just going to talk about it, aren't we? It's the Rant. That's what we do. So, hello and welcome. My name is Jade, and this is the Rant. And of course, I hope you're doing okay. If I click the right buttons, there they are. Look at that. That's all happening. I hope everyone's good. Yeah, it's Monday morning here in Australia, Sunday for the rest of you. Start of a brand new week here on the channel. Lots of cool stuff coming up, especially tomorrow. Very excited about tomorrow because we haven't done an album launch for a while, and tomorrow is the album launch of a cat named Vienna, Russ and Vero and Lizard Day's new album, which, funnily enough, has kind of already dropped here in Australia. It's dropping tomorrow. We're doing the video premiere, so all the videos are being made into a the complete album has videos for every song, and we're doing it here live, so hopefully you can come and join us. I'm super pumped. I've been involved in the process. It's a killer album. It really is a sensational album, and yeah, very excited to be able to premiere it here. As you may know, we've done premieres of albums on here before, and it has been a while since we have done this. So let's get into it. Let's say hello to a few people. In fact, we're going to close today's show with one of the tracks from the Cat Named Vienna album, from Strangers in Paradise is the album title. So we'll close with one of the debut single that's already kind of out. Thomas is in the house. Dave, Studio 6+1. What's going on? You can do these things, SuperChats, SuperStickers and shit and all that stuff. Become a member or a Patreon. All the jazz. Dave Bops, hello to you. Joe Glenn, mwah, chef's kiss. MJ Capernis, hello to you. Alrighty, Cat Named Vienna Premier. Thank you, Thomas, for banging that in there. We're going to talk wants and needs today because they're two very different things, but sometimes they align together, don't they? And shall we define first? Oh, yeah, let's talk about this before we jump into this. Of course, there's no interview this week. We're doing a second rant. Of course, we're having a guest on to do a rant this week. Trust me, I have some rad interviews lined up. So don't get freaked out like the interviews are going away for the end of the year. I'm really trying to lock in some good interviews for the end of this year. Oh, man, we got some top ones coming up. Very exciting stuff. I'm got news today that one of the interviews I've been chasing with somebody super talented is coming on the show, and she is, holy shit, she's an amazing pianist. Oh, or pianist, as they say over on, I have no idea, MJ. I think that's Phoenix thing. Yeah, I have no idea. I guess so. Riverbend Sim, hello to you. Jamie Lynn. Manila, hello. Dom Torregrossa, so good to hang out with you last night. You know what, Dom? After we hung out last night and had some catching up, my dear friend dropped a brand new single who we were talking about last night, Just Naya. And oh my God, what an amazing song she dropped last night. And it's funny when you haven't spoken to someone for a while. She dropped this song last night. It's called Fool. Here it is here. So if you haven't checked it out, this is Naya. If you don't know who Naya is, she is one of my favorite artists. I've interviewed her. And you know what? She dropped this song and it prompted me to give her a phone call last night. I ended up talking to my dear friend Naya for about an hour last night, and I miss her so much. She's so talented. She's such a talented artist. So her new song's called Fool, and it's very worth your time. So there you go. I thought I'd just bring that up because we were just chatting last night, weren't we? Dom Torregrossa, yes? Who else is here? Forrest of the Wolf. Good to see you. Before we get into the submissions for the Music for Life album are done, closed, done. For those of you who have sent me tracks to master, one of them is Thomas Christ. I'll get that to you today. I was a bit tired yesterday. Yeah. And also, Pole Vault got in a track too, so I'll get that back to him today as well. And Joe Barry Glenn, I'll send that in to Thomas, to Russ for you, the song we did together, and for Denise as well. But I will send you those tracks as well. Just a bit of housekeeping and all that stuff. Man, busy, busy, busy. What's up? I'll tell you, Leela's up. Leela's back tomorrow with her show, so make sure you go and watch Leela as well, or I'll fucking you're in the head, whatever that means. Thanks for hanging out. There's 20 of you here. That's really kind of you. Shall we get into it? Let's start doing some definitions. For want. What is the title of this? Want. We're talking about ask gas, essentially, but it's a bit of a spin on it, yeah, because I want to ask you some questions as well, too. It's not just going to be me ranting like per usual. I unimpress myself every time I go live. Want. A want is something that you desire. Right? You don't actually need it to survive or function, right? Or complete a task. It's a want. You want it. Right? You want it. You want to have it. I desire this thing. I want to have this thing. I would like to have this thing. It would be nice to have this thing. I would like to have it. Thanks, YouTube. Not enough video to maintain my stream. Good stuff. Perfect. YouTube's working really well. There's a whole video I could do on YouTube right now. In fact, we will talk about it this week. So if the stream's a bit wonky, I don't know if it is. YouTube just tells me it's wonky. So good stuff. Nice. MC, like it in the dark. Hello to you. Are we going to sort out the stream? Yeah, I know. YouTube keeps repeating. Fuck me. YouTube. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. It's not me. It's YouTube. Same, I know. Yeah. Shall I go and open up the stream myself and have a look? Fucking hell. Can we have one fucking stream, YouTube, that fucking works? How about that? Let's have a look. Live. It's YouTube. It's all right for me. It's glitching. Same, I know. It's glitching. But, all right. Well, eventually it's going to fix up. I don't know. It just says YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So I guess we'll give it a minute and see if it fixes. Who knows? You guys will let me know if it's kind of better, but who knows? I really can't keep up with YouTube anymore. It's going smooth now. All right. Yay. We love YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. I'm sick to death of working with you. The worst boss I think I've ever had. It still says it's fucked on my end, but anyway, it's... so, let's talk. We'll start again. What is a want? A want is a desire. A want is something that you don't actually need. It is not something you need to survive or function or complete a task. It's a want. It's something you desire. You would like to have, right? I would like to have that thing. It's completely different than a need, all right? A need is something that is essential. It is something that is required, either to achieve a goal or maintain function or solve a real problem. It is not a desire. It is a necessity. It is something that you have to have. It is water. It is food. It is these kind of things. There are two separate things. And it's really hard because we are bombarded every single day with this need from, I guess, companies for you to buy something, right? Honan, the librarian. It's always the want, though, isn't it? I mean, unless you starve to death, well, that's it. I listen. And now I'm only talking from my experience. That's all these rants are ever about, right? So I'm not telling you how to live your life. You do you. I don't give a shit, right? What makes you happy? That's what the motto of this channel's always been. Do what makes you happy. And it's kind of a bit rich coming from me, some people might say, because I'm sitting here showing you apps each day. But I have been crystal clear since I've done this show from day one. I'm not here selling you apps. I'm not a salesperson. I'm showing you the things that they do so you can make an informed decision on if you believe you need this. And if you want that, then that's up to you, right? You need to work. You don't want to work. That is absolutely spot on, Jamie Lynn. You can't sum it up any better than that. Hello to Ed Zielinski. What's going on? Jenny Jolivet, good to see you too. So, that is, I try to do that. It's completely impartial, So I'm not sitting, and there have been streams where I sit there and go, this app is so good. If you haven't bought it already, I don't know what's wrong with you. But hopefully you understand the sarcasm and the joke in that, because that is not the way I operate. Hello to Mateus. Good to see you, my friend. I feel like a dog. Yesterday on Patreon, I left Mateus off the wheel. And I feel like an idiot for it. But hey, these things are... Look, when it comes to gear and stuff, it's not made any easier with this kind of thing, right? Because even if you start to want something, I mean, look, we all know this is true. With social media is like watching everything we do. And the thing is, you can sit there and yell at the clouds and be really angry and go like, they're monitoring us. Facebook's monitoring everything I do. But ultimately, we all gave them permission. We did. Go and read the terms of service. We gave them permission. There's no denying it. If you want to fucking fight me over it, you're wrong, right? And it's in the terms. Every single company, every single social media has the terms that say we have the right to listen to you and advertise and sell your shit. And the way we have it with terms and conditions now is nobody reads them. We just go, yeah, okay. Sign me up. Let's go. It's free. Sounds good to me. But we all know that feeling when you start talking about something to a friend, or you're just even talking to yourself like I do in my house all the time, about maybe something you're thinking of buying. You're on a phone call with somebody. Yeah, you know that new synth? I think I'm going to get it. Oh, I can't afford it right now, but I think I'll get it soon. And then all of a sudden you open Facebook, because remember when Facebook used to be a place for friends? Wasn't that their logo, their whole catchphrase? A place for friends to meet. And now it's like a place to see one barely acquaintance who's friended you 10 years ago because, I don't know, they think you could become friends. And then for the next 3 scrolls, it's like all of the fucking things you've been looking at and want. And it's like, oh man, stop it. Leave me alone. Why do you have to keep reminding me that I've got my eye on this bloody synth? Well, because again, we gave them permission to do this, didn't we? So to remind us of this shit. And it was MySpace, right? Sorry. That was an actual genuine place for friends. Facebook is an incredibly awful wasteland of advertising and a few friends, if you're lucky, appearing in a feed. These days, and because I do this show and I talk about music gear and apps, I swear my Facebook feed is just never ending. New gear, new gear, new gear, new gear, new gear, new software, new software, new software. That's all it is. And it's just ridiculous. Well, we can talk about this, Honan. Have you noticed how quickly the dopamine rush wears off? Well, see, I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. And there's probably a reason for that. Listen, now this isn't, I don't really wish this on anybody, but it's like when you lose everything, when you go through in your life and you lose everything and you're living in a park and you've fucking lost everything, it changes your brain. It switches something in your brain. It's like people who get diagnosed with cancer or, severe illness, whatever. It changes you on a deep level of understanding the way you look at the world, And it's the same thing when you lose all your possessions and you have nothing. When you go from having a whole bunch of things to nothing, it changes you. So when you start to be able to build your life back up, if you get that chance, because remember, not everybody does get that opportunity. Hello, Empirism. I was lucky, right? I lost everything and I used to have a lot of, like the guitars I have now, lost everything and was down to nothing, living in a park with stripy bags full of clothes and a knife. Fucking keep away from me. Like, this is the situation people have been in. Now, I know there's probably people in this community as well who've gone through this and lost everything. And I think when you go through that, you look at gear acquisition a little bit differently. That, well, for me, again, this is from my point of view, I don't look at stuff like I need anything, because I don't fucking need anything. I can make a killer album with my fucking iPad and an acoustic guitar and a mic and an interface. That's it. Right. And the more I've realized I've acquired stuff since losing everything, the less stuff I make. That's just the reality of it. You do get bogged down. Unfortunately, and fortunately, on this channel, this is about like showing you guys stuff. So I have to get things to do it. And of course, I want to, if I can, get something for free from somebody. Because a lot of the time you're probably not going to use it again, but you want to like demonstrate something that's popular and people might want to know about. And luckily with apps here, before I started doing this show, before I started doing this show, I spent a lot of money on apps. There's just no denying it. A lot of money on apps. But I was very selective with what I wanted. And I watched a lot of YouTube shows to see, am I really going to get my $10 out of this? Because I was very poor. Very, very, very poor. And I still am. But, you want to do your research. There's the one thing in life you really should do your research. But don't do your research to that point where you're crippled with not making anything. And you spend all the time watching shit like this dumbass show. Right? Because, and gear... Look, there's this fuckhead in the community, right? I'm not even going to say this person's name because they don't deserve it. They're not a musician, but they think they are. They actually came to one of my streams and listened to me talk about how I built this studio here. And it happened to be I built this studio through COVID, because during COVID, we all know what happened. We all got locked into our houses, and some governments, a lot of them around the world, gave us money to stay home so we could get through this catastrophe. Some people wasted that money on drink, booze. Some people injected it in their arms. I started building a studio to do this, right? I invested that small amount of money that was given, where this fuckhead on the internet has taken those words and said that the government built I fucking hate you if you're watching. I don't hate anybody, but there's that, right? Now I've lost my point. My point is, right, again, I look around a lot of this stuff and go, shit, I don't even use a lot of it, but I have needed to demo it to show people how to use it, if it's worth you buying it, because I can't make that decision for you. And it's funny, in regard to like sponsorships and stuff with companies wanting to send me stuff, I don't take a lot of stuff from companies, right? Because here's the thing for me, and this is, I'm going to ask you guys how you deal with this. For me to actually buy something, I will put it in a basket and let it sit for months and months, because I know I can't afford it right now. I will just leave it there and let it fester. Unfortunately, social media continues to know that I have that thing in a basket and tell me over and over again, remember that thing? And it's like, yeah, I do. Fuck off. I can't afford it right now, but I have my eye on it. And I want to buy that thing not only to use it for something, or not only because I would like to have it or desire it, but I want to make something with it. And it's got to, for me personally, there's got to be something else that comes from it. Like I can do a show with it, or I can do something else with it. There's got to be more than just I want it. It's got to have like a sequel to it. Yeah. What else can I get from the thing that I want to have for myself that I can use to help other people maybe decide if they want the thing. So there's always got to be that. And even when companies will reach out to me and say, hey, g'day, did I say hi to Paul? Oh, you got to go. All right, bye-bye. Back for YML. But even there's been companies who've reached out and said to me, hey, would you review this product? And I will turn it down because I'm probably not going to use it after I do the show. And I don't want to have a house full of shit that I'm not going to use. It's because here's the thing. I don't know if you know this. When companies send you stuff, right, to review, you can't resell it. You're not supposed to resell it, right? Because they've given you this thing and then they say, well, we're giving you this thing, so maybe a year on, we might want you to do another show on this. Right. So you may come back to me and say, remember that thing? Can you do another show? Because we've updated the firmware. And if I turn around and say, I sold that thing, they're going to be like, we're not working with you ever again. All right. So that's the thing. So there's been some things which I've been offered to do shows on and just go, no. Because again, too, if I'm going to, this is just principles, right? If I'm going to do a show on something, well, you guys would expect me to be using that thing in my day-to-day, right? If I got sent some studio monitors, then I should be using them. I shouldn't be putting them back there. And trust me, all that stuff here that's on the shelf, this is mostly stuff I've bought and people have sent, right? None of that is in its box. It's all here and around, right? Absolutely. 3 months later, I've forgotten about it. But once you're in the Google, YouTube algo, it keeps reminding you. It's true. And you keep getting told. You know what it's like on YouTube. You look up one thing going, oh, I wonder if that new guitar or something is right for me. You look at it once, and then for the next fucking week, it's there everywhere you go, telling you, remember me, remember me. You need to buy me. You have to buy me. You've got to buy me. If you don't buy me, you're a loser. It's like, no, you're not. Hello to Pete Johns. He's got YML coming up next. Want and need, they are very different things. Now, recently I purchased a guitar. Did I need it? No, absolutely not. Did I want it? Yeah. There was something about it. There was a connection. I saw it. I saw some of my favorite people that I know personally talk about it and went, I really trust that guy, you know? And you know how it started too? This is so dumb. You're going to think I'm a dickhead. And I am a dickhead. I admit it. I've got these guitar racks here. I've got one over here and I've got one over here, right? And there was a slot missing. There was a space. I would look at it every day and behind me while I'm doing the show and go, look at that space. There's no guitar there. That was the thing that got me looking for a guitar. I'm serious. That's how brain broken we are sometimes. And honestly, I absolutely didn't need it. But as soon as I saw this thing and then like, oh man, I wanted it so bad. And the thing was, it wasn't available. It was out of stock. It was out of stock. And because I'd looked it up and I put pressed a little button saying, please tell me when it's in stock. It wasn't in stock for like a month and a half, 2 months, I think. And every day I'd log into Facebook, there it was. Or even not even Facebook, just like a blog post page, some kind of forum. There's ads there with it. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? This is a forum for like apps. How the fuck do you know that I've been looking at that guitar? Like, what is going on? So it's very hard. Like that's the first thing. Like even just to want something, right? It makes it very hard because you are bombarded every single fucking day by this thing. And yeah, and it's like, listen, adverts, my hands were tied. It wasn't in stock. You can come at me all you want. There was no way I could buy it. But I waited and it came in stock and I bought it. And you know what? I'm still getting those fucking messages. I'm still seeing it. It's like, why can't we invent cookies that know when I've purchased something? Why do you keep telling me I need the thing that I already bought? I already bought it. Relax. Fuck off. Uh, and there's buyer's regret too. And I don't know about you. Let's ask. Let's throw it out to the people now. Let's throw it out to you guys so we can have a bit of interaction. I love a bit of interaction. Is there anything that you have purchased? We'll stick to like music stuff, yeah? That you absolutely regret to this very fucking day. Give it to me and go hard. Don't hold back. Tell us why it was shit. Why, when you got it, you were just like, nah, what have I done? There's plenty of things I've bought. And while I'm waiting for you to do that, hello, Chris Lane Sr. Cookies. It's all cookies. Cookies, cookies, cookies. Yes, cookies. It's all cookies. I'm going to tell you one of the things I love to buy that I always want. And in fact, I need, right? This is talking about gear, of course. And hello, Sunshine Archer. Talking about gear, there's this brand of audio shit that I want and I need. And I know it's going to be really boring. And it's going to suck. So just give you a little backstory, and I'm sure you will understand this with if you've experienced this. The little shit, right? When I was younger and, had very little, even though still have very little, guitar strings, guitar leads, little connectors, USBs, HDMI cables, fucking USB-A's to USB-C connectors, dongles for these things here for my HDMI to show the iPad every day. These are the things I spend most of my money on, right? I have in this wardrobe over here behind me, in there, so many cables, brand new cables in their packets, guitar strings, because that's the shit, right? That, to me, that's the shit that I want and need, really. Because how many times have you been in the middle of something and gone, oh no, I don't have that thing? It's very rare that it's, oh no, I don't have a guitar to complete my song. But often it is, oh no, I've broken a string and don't have a spare. Oh no, my cable's gone. Oh no, the HDMI cable is fucked, which happens so often with HDMI cables. Oh no, the USB thing's failed. Oh no, my powered hub has failed. These are the things, to me, want and need, and I overbuy them. I have so many of these things. But it's taken like, but I'll tell you what you don't see, because I buy so much of that shit, it's all little stuff, I never see in my Facebook feed, remember cables? It's the one thing like cookies don't seem to work for. Like, the sensible shit that you probably should stock up on. They're not doing that, are they? You're not seeing fucking, remember, HDMI cables. Have you got enough? What's going on? It's not that. It's always, you've got to have a new fucking guitar. You've got to have a new synthesizer. You need new software. Fuck off. I don't. Let's scroll back a little bit. The Behringer Crave, because it has everything cool, but I can't apply it to my workflow. Isn't that a bitch? Yeah? Because it looks good on paper. You see other people doing it. I was talking to Doug Kidder yesterday about, we were talking about Tonex and how I like Tonex. But for him, he just can't get a decent sound out of it, no matter how hard he's tried. It is what it is. Honan says, every item of gear I haven't touched for over a week, if there's a layer of dust on it, then what's the point? You know what? It just means you should be dusting more. That's the best advice I've got. I've been dreaming, says Sandalwolf, about a short scale headless bass. Well, it's a nice dream, isn't it? Do you have a need for it? Is there a need for it? What are you going to use it for? Fretless bass. Well, I couldn't play in tune, even with fretted ones. I have only cared about the AVs for years, but the Broncos and Nuggets, oh, fuck, we're talking about sport. Fucking ball. Sports ball. It's usually USB-C cables these days. Yeah, USB-C cables die all the time. I'm addicted to buying that stuff. And I'll tell you what, it has been so good since having an addiction to buying that stuff, because I can't tell you how many times doing this, where you get up in the morning, and I know most of you know technology. You go to bed, you go to sleep, you haven't touched anything during the fucking sleep because you're asleep. And then you get up in the morning, walk into your computer, and everything doesn't work. And you're like, who did this? How did this happen? There's a mystery, right? So you've got to have those spare cables. If I didn't have them, there'd be so many shows that wouldn't happen, yeah? I have to follow my daughter home and hope she can get her car there without breaking down. That sucks. We've got sports ball. Let's see. Is there anyone else who's written anything here? I keep getting an ad for retro cardigans. Wow, it's blue and cool, and I need it. Wow. Well, Brad, we know how much you love cardigans, so off you go. Gary Hubs, all the cookies. Now, Gary Hubs, I'm sure right now is getting pop-ups for hubs and stuff. Not for Gary. Oh, you know what I mean. Because he's been having some trouble with his gear and his live streams. Thomas says, I keep buying cheap stuff because it's all I can afford. When it inevitably breaks, I have to save up and buy it again. Yeah, that is a trap, isn't it? It is that's a hard one. Especially with cables and all that stuff. Brad buys cables, guitar cables worth $200, and I just think he's a lunatic, but that's Brad. Sandwolf says, I have a fretless bass and have played it for decades. I currently don't have a fretless bass. Also, my back is messed up, so weight is super important. Yes. Listen, as I said, the thing is, I will always try and buy something that has an offshoot that I'm able to do something else with. It has to be a must these days. I have to be able to get content out of it. It has to be something I want. I'm going to be able to use it in something, and there's got to be at least 2 more layers to just I want this thing. That's just the way it is. Strings for me, I keep picking up sets, even though I don't need to change it very often. So I'm good. But they figured out I want a Firebird, and Temu has a Gibson one, and yes. Look, this happened with the guitar I bought recently. I got it home, like you do. You play the shit out of it. I'm still playing it every day, which is odd for me. But yeah, I broke a string in 2 days, and it was so good to go, oh shit, look at all the strings I have. I just think it's so much more enjoyable to buy those little things, guitar picks, strings, the little connectors, all the things, because you never know when you're going to need that. And to be able to just move on with what you want to do is so much more important than buying a guitar or an app. And look, again, the app market, I mean, that's what I'm here doing, talking about apps most of the week. It moves so fast, and it's, how do I say it? It's challenging for me even, because I look at my iPad and go, fuck, there's so many apps on this iPad that I'm not using. And you know the deal. You end up getting a whole bunch of things, but you end up with a whole lot of stuff that is your go-to, that you go to all the time. Like for me, I whenever I'm going to do piano, I open up Piano Tech. It's the only thing I use. And there's all these other apps that are fantastic, but I'm not using them, and they're taking up all this room. And I'm sure there's heaps of you who have an iPad just full of stuff that you're not using. And we can all try to be Russ. Russ is the best. Russ gets an app we'll use it in a song straight away, or use a preset from that app in this song, a preset there, and then the next song, he won't use that app again. He'll use another new one that he's got, or something that he hasn't used in 2 years. That's some dedication right there, to be able to go back and, because it's funny how, especially with apps, right? They come out, they're the bee's knees, they disappear, and 3 years later, you maybe do a show on it and go, remember this app? And people go, yeah, I don't know why I don't use this. Well, it's because every day, dumb shits like me are up here showing you a new reverb. Another reverb. And that can be... We'll talk about FOMO as well, because FOMO plays a big part in this. And everybody has different degrees of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And you see it all the time. People are definitely like, oh, but everyone else is saying this thing's cool, so I've got to have it as well. And this is the economy that we live in with social media, this look what I'm doing. And especially with influencers, right? I'm not saying I'm an influencer. I'm definitely not an influencer. I'm talking, when I say the word influencer, I'm more talking about, those weirdos on Instagram who are like, look, I've got a camera and I'm outside a boat. And like, yeah. Are any of those people happy? Like, you know what I mean? When the camera goes off, are they like, oh, fuck, my life's awesome. Fuck, my life's awesome. Look at me. I'm standing here. I've spent all this time getting this shot ready, making myself look great. They're not. They go home and they punch themselves in the face and cut their arms and stuff, their cutters and all that stuff. They're probably not, but it's an economy, isn't it? It's this false. It's really hard not to get sucked into that for many people too. I mean, for us, we're kind of lucky in a way because what we do is make music. And to make music, it costs a bit of money. Contrary to what that fuckwit from Spotify says, to him, making music costs nothing. It's just free. We can just make music whenever we want. It's magical, right? But it doesn't. For us, musicians, this stuff is expensive. So you can't really just go out and buy shit. Could you imagine being a makeup influencer? It's got to be a lot easier to do that. They're not happy. They're absolutely not happy. And validation is a thing. I've influenced you, hopefully, to make more music, because that's the more important thing on this channel, and that is ultimately what this is all about. If it wasn't about that, my catchphrase wouldn't be do the things that make you happy. It would be buy everything or I'll find you. And it's not that. It's make music, get the apps that maybe will help you. And remember, especially when it comes to apps, you can make amazing stuff with what you have in a DAW, in GarageBand, in Cubase, in whatever. AUM's a little bit different. It doesn't come with things. You've got to put things in it. But virtually every DAW that comes out has a delay, has a pitch shifter, it has all the things. You have enough now to do it. You don't need to buy all these things. It just is what it is. Gear, on the other hand, you do need some level of stuff to get off the ground. An interface, some kind of computer, iPad, iPhone, whatever it is, some kind of thing to input this shit into, a form of a microphone possibly if you're going to sing or even record a guitar, and some kind of instrument, some kind of MIDI instrument. These are the standard things that you absolutely do need. But this FOMO thing is really, really a thing. Yeah, I mean, this is why they're called influencers, isn't it? Because the whole thing is to influence you to have something, and then you get influenced, and then you see other people leaving comments going, oh, I got this thing, it was really good. And you're like, oh, well, everybody else is saying it's really good, and I want to feel really good too with the thing that's really good. The fear of it's very psychological. It's a psychological warfare. There's more psychological warfare going on with advertising and trying to sell you shit than the make-believe spiritual war that some people think is going on in their heads. Yeah, I'm utterly amazed too, by GarageBand. It is incredible. It's free. Like, that is the thing too. It's absolutely $0, and you can make, incredible stuff with it. You don't need anything else. Gordon Lee Weaver, hello to you. Thomas, throwing up my gear page. Fucking Thomas. Hey. And that's the thing. That's what's weird too with a gear page, right? I struggle with it. I struggle pushing it because it's the stuff I like. Like, I've spent months fawning over these things and thinking, yeah, but I'm an overthinker, believe it or not, when it comes to buying things. I will sit on things for months and months, sometimes a year, and have these battles with myself. Yeah, but are you really going to use it? Yeah, but what's it going to do to help do this? But you could go in the studio right now and make this without that thing. There's got to be a really solid reason for me to get something. apart from strings, cables, boring shit that nobody wants to fucking hear about. And even like lately I've been doing a bunch of shows about gear, some gear, like IK Multimedia stuff, this little thing we looked at, this Archon ear from IK Multimedia. And I've got another thing coming from a company which is another pedal, right? But I look at these gear guide things, like my own one, and just look at it and go, that's just all the stuff I own. Like, this is not, like, you don't have to go and get that. Like, we're all really different. But we're all, the one thing that we do need is to eat. We do need water, right? We need a house. We need housing, right? And we need at least 5 friends in our life who give a fuck about us. Those are things to me. And most of the time you need a job to get money. So those are all things you need. Do you need any of the stuff that I have? No, absolutely not. Do I need it? Probably not. But it is very strange. Like, I still am not used to this whole YouTube thing of going, here's my buying guide. These are the things I own. You know, I don't do that with my socks. Has anybody noticed how shit socks are these days? Can we talk about socks? Is anybody else dealing with this? Socks. Remember when socks used to last a long time and they didn't get holes after 2 weeks? Listen, if there's anybody out there who are a sock company, I'm willing to take sponsorship deals on socks. If you can provide me some socks that after 2 weeks will not have fucking gigantic holes in them, we can talk business. I would love to do a show on socks because it looks like nobody else is having problems with socks. It's just me. The other thing about gear, and this is a really big problem when it comes to its ownership. Ownership is a thing that is disappearing, right? Especially around software. This whole rent to buy software, this whole subscription shit has added an extra layer to the things we want and the things we need. Because, man, I get a lot of companies reaching out to me saying, hello, we'd like you to cover this piece of software, but it has a subscription. And it's so hard because, you know, the things that we want, we have to save up for and buy. And then, like we've discussed, some of those things end up being useless and collect dust and sit around. But with a subscription, the subscriptions pile up and they pile up and they pile up. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure there's people out there experiencing the same thing as me. I look at it and go, fuck, I've been paying for that thing for 6 months and I'm not using it. What am I doing? Why? But you just go, yeah, whatever. And then it gets to that point, the crunch point, where you've got to cancel it. You've got to get rid of it. Can't find a decent sock. Yep. Socks are now effectively rented as, that is true. Look, everything. We are at that point. Ron can't find good socks. Hollow socks are awesome. Seldom wear socks, but when I do, they're my go-to. Made of alpaca fiber. Well, I'm getting excited now. Now that we're on to socks, fuck gear. I'm sick of talking about gear. I found the best socks and stocked obsessively. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, let's talk women's products. You want to talk about the economy of things breaking? Good Lord. When I came out as trans, right? Fuck me, that my whole world changed. And women will know this, right? This is what they do in women's products. It's fucking evil. It's so fucking evil. They release a thing that's really good, knowing that it's really good and that a lot of women are going to get this thing. And when they are successful, they make it a very short run and make it so you can't get it again. But then they release the new thing that's never the same, ever. And we're not talking in like over a year period of time. They're a very short period of time, right? And then they release this thing that's never the same. And a lot of women end up having to go troll places like eBay to find this thing that people are now reselling at 3 times the price. Brutal. It's like the concert ticket rort that is going on with people buying concert tickets and selling really expensive. It is just fucking disgusting. So nearly every woman I know, and for the men out there, if you're questioning this and going, why does my wife or my loved one or my male partner, whoever it is, why do they go out and when they buy one thing, instead of just buying one, they bought 10 of them? Why would they need 10? That's the reason, because normally within a month, that thing is no longer available. So the economy, the pink economy, you have to go and buy multiple things of that one thing so you've got enough of it. Because if you like it, you've got to have, you get used to it. It becomes your favorite thing that you use. It is really disgusting. It is just, and you know, women know this. It is very insipid and a horrible tactic used by these companies, but nobody calls them on it, so it just continues to go. Yes. Even, where am I up to here? The bottleneck test. I love this one for anything that you're going to buy. What's stopping me right now? If the answer is not this piece of gear, then it's a want. Silk razors, don't even get me started. Is there, I'm interested to know from you guys, let's have another quick question for you all. Is there a piece of gear that you have bought that has been one of the best purchases ever and you still use it to this very day? Like that is a long-term thing, not a recent purchase, but something that you are still going back to. Software, hardware, give it to me. Tell me what it is. Call out the thing that you just continue to go back to, because these things are important, right? I would, if we lived in a perfect world, we would be able to have more YouTube shows of people just calling out the stuff that they've owned for a long time and they keep going back to, instead of like this economy of, oh, new shiny thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. It's you lose your breath with all of it. It is just, oh man, can I take a break? Is there something, can I rest before something new comes out to take its place? I would love to hear what your things are. I have one. I've got one thing that I use every day here in this studio that without it, I couldn't go back to having something else. I'll show it to you. It's this thing right here. It is this. Here we go. It is this, the Rodecaster. This thing changed how I stream, right? I couldn't stream any other way now, yeah? It's incredible. It does so much, and it is one of the best things I've ever laid money down on. Like I could talk for hours on how good that piece of kit is. I mean, camera's a bit crooked now. It is the bee's knees. It's so good. But it's not something that you can sit here every day and go, hello, everybody, this thing's really cool. Because it controls all of this. It lets me like do stupid sound effects when I want. I've got like 2 computers connected to it, multiple it's just so fucking good. Like the words can't even describe. But let's see if anybody else has offered me something. Honan the Librarian says, Yamaha U2 upright piano. I love it and play it every day. I want to look at it. Yamaha, what is it? U2 upright piano. Give it to me. Images. Show me some images. Fuck me. Well, look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Isn't that a beauty? That's an investment, right? That is an investment, though. You know, that is something you would expect to get something back from all the time. Man, how nice would it be to actually own a real piano? I've had the Yamaha AG06 since 2016. Man, Yamaha, eh? Am I seeing a lot of Yamaha? Yamaha make good stuff. They are absolutely overlooked way too much in this world of gear, I think. Their guitars are wicked as well. This is the AG. This is what Leela's using. Yeah, there we go. She's getting lots of use out of this. I had one of these. I had the bigger one of these, the bigger one, and I used that for ages. But the Rodecaster overtook it. Headphones, HD 25s, 25 years old. See, that's the shit. The headphones, man, gear these days. You're lucky to get fucking 2 years out of it. You know what I mean? It's very rare to get like the economy too. Is it's made to break. Everything's made to break. You know, it's for televisions, whatever it is. My new guitar day was back in '96. My bass, and it sounds like your bass needs a new pickup, Gary. So it was funny, like when you were playing. Is that the bass that has the bung pickup at the moment? I was watching you talk about it. It's like, man, you got to get that fixed. But when it comes down to it, 96, and you're still playing it. That's some value right there. It's good to like give props to things that you actually do get value out of. My 1987 Fender Princeton amp is my baby. I'm so glad. And you got a new computer and stuff too, Hugh. Hugh's got new stuff. He's going to be making some groovy music. My tin whistle, used often enough for the 15. That is so good, man. I did not expect to see a tin whistle in the list. Forrest, you're a gem. You are a gem. But apps bought one and not worked as I expected. Wasted money. There we go. I have a Sennheiser E835 dynamic mic. Bought it in 1999. Still use it. Works perfectly. Wow, chef's kiss. Big up to the Sennheiser E835, of course. Yeah. Hey, the SM58. You can't go past it, man. You can't go past it. It is a gem for a reason. Drive a truck over it. Still works. Magical. Russ has a Technics 1200 record decks. We got to look at this. Technics 1200. What is it? Record deck, I guess. Can we find a picture? Is that it there? That's an SL. Is that it? That is it. Look at that. Man. It's good when you find stuff that works well, keeps working, because yeah, we're definitely not living in that era now, are we? Yamaha do make good stuff. Guitars, stuff that lasts. They don't get enough credit, I don't think. Mackie 1202 mixer on my second one. The first one lasted more than 30 years. And that's where brand power comes in, yeah? You got to be loyal to stuff like that. If it lasts that long, you've got to be loyal, right? We've ranted a lot. Have we solved anything? No. This was not about solving anything today. Yeah, it's not. I don't have answers for you. I can only talk shit about my experiences. What I can recommend is, I know the boring stuff sometimes is really boring, and you go, oh, do I really need some guitar leads? Trust me. It is worth your time to just go, you know what, let's do that. It's so boring though. And there's nothing more unexciting than getting a package and going, oh yeah, it's some HDMI cables and some strings, and it sucks, right? It is deflating, but until that moment when you just go, oh, I need that thing. So I recommend that. I think having that kind of stuff makes the bigger purchases feel better, right? Makes them feel more special. You're loyal to Yamaha. Their gear is reliable. Yeah, I am too. I think I gave away a mixer to Cold Acre, one of my mixers. He's still using it now, and it had a cup of tea tipped into it, and it's still fucking working. You don't get that. It's kind of like my laptop as well. This thing over here, this MSI laptop, I spilled a cup of tea into that as well when I first got it. And it's not cheap. It's not a cheap laptop, let me tell you, like $3,500. But it's still working. Still working. And that's good. Roland make great gear. They are pricey, yeah. I like clip-on tuners. I have 5 of them. My latest is a Fender, rechargeable one. I love it. And I need them as I'm tone deaf. Bullshit. All right, I'm going to go out today and play this track by Russ8889, which will lead you over to, of course, Pete Johns, who's playing your music live. Thank you for hanging out on these rants. I'm doing a rant with Pete this week. We're going to be talking about evil companies. Not evil companies, but the way consumerism and the companies and how they kind of... Trust me, you're going to want to come and hang out. And I want to hear your feedback on the rant with Pete this week, on Thursday this week, because I want to hear your experiences with companies and how they've fucked you over. Because companies, man, they're faceless grommets. They're evil. But here we are. This is tomorrow. We have Russ's album launch. Please come and join us for it. It's an hour long. It's awesome. We're going to just play the first track that they dropped from it, so hopefully you can hang out to watch this, and then I'll dump you all over at Thomas at Pete Johns. This is A Cat Named Vienna, What's in Your Head, featuring Lizard Day. Do all the things. Thanks for hanging out. Love you lots. Let's oge, baby.
If a tall tree falls, if the heart breaks, if the dream that dies unrealized, hey, what's it gonna take? Distraction, satiated, adequately staying out of trouble. Under the radar, killing time while navigating, looking in the mirror. How do you go with those shadows? What's in your head when you shut your eyes at night? Where do you go when you sleep? What's in your head? Can you rest? What goes on in there? The humanity, the hypocrisy, and up is down, science denied, books burning, children needing medical attention, daddy, mommy working 4 jobs, yet they can barely afford to starve. And yet some people say that they're lazy, that they should work even harder. Are you crazy? The sick get sicker, the rich get richer. How much is enough? Too much. What's it gonna take? Desperation, people erased, conveniently redacted. Oh, it's a clear picture to us survivors, gaslighters, and perpetrators. Twisted reality. What's in your head? Can you really look in the mirror? I wonder, have you got a heart? And is there anything in there? If so, that cares for anything that your adulation and precious money. I'll tell you something, you can't take it with ya. What goes up must come down. One day, every single soul meets the day where we go, wherever we go. What's in your head? I